Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler, and you have arrived at the headquarters for the 100 Days of Zentangle 2019. Arrived at day 36. Today's pattern is the Zentangle Original Umble. And let's do a tile with Umble today and see if I can focus on it long enough to finish up. Okay, so I'm going to use my Microsoft pen because it will cover the space a little bit faster, and my little Zentangle pencil, and probably a tortillon. So let's get started. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller than this apprentice tile. Okay, for Umble, I'm going to start in the traditional Zentangle way with my 4 dots, with first breathing and appreciating that I'm here with you guys today and that I have these wonderful tools to work with. And I'm so grateful to have these moments every day with you, and I feel like I am growing a wonderful family community with you guys, and that is so great. I don't know if I'll leave the outside of this as is or if I'll tangle around it, but I wanted the Umble part not to be too crazy big because that's a lot of blacking in. The step out shows you're going to repeat what I do on each of your 4 corners. Well, it's an interesting aura. That's how I'm going to approach it. What you're wanting is one thick blacked in ribbon or line, or however you want to put it. And then you're going to want arid lines on each side, parallel lines on each side of this. We are going to be doing a lot of the hollabah drawing behind technique on this. You can see why I wanted the pen, but I actually think I'm going to switch to my 08 because this is going to be a lot of inking. So with my pen for consistency, whoops, well, sort of consistent. I'll be consistent here. So I'm going to put in my thicker line, and close in I'll add auras. And so this is the part I'm going to black in with my 08 micron. And it is the lazy way, but also you guys only have so much time to watch me do this, so we'll try to be aware of that and not go crazy. Okay. Now you could also draw the thick one and then aura each side. You can handle it however it seems most logical to you, because I know everybody's going to approach it differently. And these wide lines can be as wide or as thin as you want. You just want a center width that is blacked in and 2 arid lines. So really, other than that, you can handle them how you like. Simba's sitting over here licking his chops, wondering what's for lunch. See, you slept through lunch, buddy. It's like 2 hours ago. Well now, look what I came up with. 4 completely different corners. All right, guys, step number 2 is to love your work the way it is and go with it. So The next step is to go from corner to corner in a big arc. See if I can make these a little narrower. Don't know if that'll translate to the other 4 sides though. You guys know me so well. All right. If I had this to do again, I might use my 01 for the auras. The 08 and the PN are just really pretty large nibbed, and you sort of lose the intricacy. Okay, so here is one side, so we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So we're going to pretend like we can see that there. Drawing behind in hollabah fashion. All right. And then adding the auras. The other side you won't be able to see. Except maybe right there. And then here's our outer aura. All right. Let's go. We'll see about those little buddies. Okay. And one last side. Now, at this point, most of these lines are going to be drawn behind other things, and so you're not going to see the complete line from start to finish on these. You're just going to draw the parts that will logically follow here. Another tip for you guys, if you don't know, and forgive me, I know we have a lot of new people, and I don't want to assume anyone's level of knowledge here. So I just wanted to say that when you use technical pens like, for example, this micron, I don't know, it's hard to tell from the angle here, but you'll notice I really hold it as straight up and down as possible. This prevents the nib from wearing unevenly on one side or another, and it also helps protect the nib because it's not designed to draw in the slanted fashion as we frequently do, but yet more up and down. So just think about that. We spend a lot of money on these pens, and if we're gentle with them, they will last until the ink runs out, which is usually where I'm at with them. Okay, so that one's not really going to show. Let's see, like that. Okay, then we'll ink this part. The other thing I also do when I'm drawing is I'm frequently turning the pen in my fingers as I lift it for each stroke. That also helps the nib wear evenly all the way around, so that you don't have one side that's worn down and one side that's nice and good and black. So that's annoying, I tell you. All right, Simba, calm down over there, buddy. I'm trying to concentrate. All right, so, well, that was messy. Not the best thing. Simba, everyone can hear you doing that. He is bathing. Let's just leave it at that. Simba, I'm gonna have to take all the sound for this part out, dude. Stop. Do me a favor. Simba! He doesn't care. He's like, I'm a dog. It's natural. Yes. But I send the other kid to his room when he's like that. Go to your room, Simba. So this is my room. The house is my room. So when you're a Rottweiler, whatever you want is your room, is your room. So don't get to rocking, buddy. Simba. I swear he's part cat. Simba, no. Ooh, almost there. The nice thing is the further along we get, the less of this we'll have because it will overlap and overlap. So this is basically what you're going to do with Umble. You're going to keep adding these lines with auras around them in your empty spaces, basically. Okay, one more empty space. And see, I drew this one too high up and this too far down, so in order to even that out, I'm just going to make this thicker. That's how Cindy thinks outside her box. So welcome to Elise and Jeremiah and Jay and Nancy, and who am I forgetting? All of you guys that are new. And thank you to my steady customers here. I'm afraid to start naming you because then I'm afraid I will forget someone. And there are a lot of you out there, Lawanya and Annabelle, and oh, see, I started, now I'm in trouble. Who else comments all the time? A lot of you guys do. Lynn. Okay, next, we're gonna put another one from middle to middle on each side as we did these first ones. So, and again, we're gonna draw behind in hollowball fashion. So I'm going to okay. That's gonna be, let's see, I'm gonna make that my outer aura, I think. Guess we're just gonna go thick black on this. So you can see where we're going with this pattern. It's pretty cool when it's done. Now how I'm gonna do this in the pattern, I have not yet decided. But I bet you we can figure something out, because in Zentangle there are no mistakes, only opportunities. And we're gonna take the opportunity to see what we can come up with. All right. But luckily, the blacking gets a lot less at this stage. I have problems with blacking, and I'll tell you why. I bet you guys know why. I am so impatient. I have trouble slowing down and relaxing and remembering that one of the wonderful benefits of Zentangle is your ability to calm and relax and think about the strokes. Now, these aren't technically the same type of strokes that we're talking about in that instance, but it's still inking nonetheless. And if we focus on it, focus on where we're going, and make that, let's see, I want my outer R here. If we make that our focus rather than focusing on what we are doing wrong or poorly. I know these are issues that I have myself. Some of you have patted me on the head and said, stop being so negative, and thank you very much. I'm going to try. I have been trying very hard. I'm finding that when things are hard, personally, I become very negative. And that is something I am working on as well. And this is the perfect time since things are hard. So I'll let you know how all that turns out. All right, so take your time if you can stand it with your inking process. And it's Zentangle, so you don't have to ink it. If you wanted to put a fill pattern in here, you know, like zigzag or circles or something like that, you'd absolutely do that. I'm going to keep going here, and you see why I'm doing these in the way that I am when I draw these. I'm trying to decide how this is going to fit best, and this is not the best thing for ZenFlow, so I'm starting with my inside aura first. Then I'm going to, whoops, it's a little too close, but we're going to go with it. Simba says hi. Simba. The nerve of those people running around. I know, buddy, I don't blame you a bit. It's very exciting. Alright, I think I'm going to handle that this way. And this. Slow down. Slow down, you move too fast. Da-na-na. You gotta make the morning last, just kicking up cobblestones. Feeling groovy. Well, we are in the 60s now, kids. Love me anyway, guys. Love me anyway. Simba, settle. All right. Almost there. So this one is going to be almost completely hidden. It's my inner aura here. So the blacking will be here. And of course you can approach that however you want. However makes it the most comfortable for you. But this is sort of the way it works for me, I guess. And like this. Oops. Just helped myself, didn't I? I stop saying oops. Just start owning that I meant to do it that way. Of course I didn't. But nobody needs to know that. All right. Now, at this point, you can choose to add more until the center is finished, or you can choose to leave it as is, or you could have stopped a step before, however you would like. Quickly, let's talk about shading. Of course, this pattern doesn't need a whole lot, but I think used in the right way, it's going to work really well to add some. So just as in Hollabaugh, you're going to want to shade the parts that overlap. And once again, I try not to put graphite over black if I can help it, simply because of the shininess that it causes. Yeah. All right. So each and every place where these guys cross over each other, just lay down a little bit of graphite on the edges. Oops. And when we blend it out, that will knock those back and give it an even more 3D look than it naturally has, which is a pretty good look. All right, check this out. And if you guys are new to Zentangle, I really encourage you, especially if you're a stressed out artist, this is a great way to handle stress. It doesn't have to be your main focus in art, although it tends to be most of mine, but it can be a meditation for you, a daily meditation if you want it to be, where you just take 15-20 minutes out, do a quick tile. This art form can be taken with you anywhere. It is so forgiving and so easily attainable for those who don't have their feet under them sharing-wise with art. That is a tough place. I know it took me a really long time to get where I could live with, as I saw them, my failures, which were really just learning. And so I'm learning to be kind to myself, and I hope that you will join me in learning to be kind to yourselves. We frequently have so many people in our lives that can bring us down, make us feel negative about ourselves, and being cruel to yourself or hard on yourself is just counterproductive. We need ourselves to be in our own corners, if you will, if you'll forgive the boxing metaphor. We can be our own worst enemy. We can also be our own best friend. So when you catch yourself thinking this isn't good enough, I want you to smack yourself. I'm just kidding. Smacking is not part of the Zentangle method. Don't do it. Unless you're coming to smack me, in which case, you know, hey, sometimes I need that. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure how much good that shading did. But you get the idea I'm trying to give you. Oh, I missed a whole section over here, didn't I? Or rather, I just didn't blend it. Anyway, I know you guys' examples are going to be much prettier than mine, but this is, oops. Umble. I had to teach that dog to answer the phone. And this was deconstructed by Zentangle. I don't know if, I think this is a Rick and Maria tangle and not a Molly or Martha tangle. If that doesn't make sense to you, we'll get into the family thing tomorrow. Okay, let's get this in the pattern. I am definitely not using that 08 for the pattern. And that is just asking for shenanigans with my pen. So I am going to my very nice new micron 01. I'm going to put this, I think I will put this right here. Mostly because I don't want to do that much blacking in, and this is a small space. Ooh, look at that nice straight line. Whoo! Let's have a celebration. All right, let's see how I do on this. Take your time. I'm going to build out the way I did. We'll see how long that lasts. You know I like to change it up when we get to the pattern, guys. I try to teach it the correct way, but then I just go nuts. Tell me in comments if you guys go nuts sometimes. I know you do. You guys are as crazy as me, as I. Hopefully you're not as grammatically challenged as I. All right. Okay, this might work out okay. I'm going to try to avoid getting this too crowded. I love the way... Are you done? Simba, stop. Holy cow. Simba. I love the way this pattern looks when there are just a couple of the overlapping arches. And in retrospect, I should have made these a little bit bigger from the corner. I have a feeling I'm going to run into problems. Nah, it'll just be overlap. It'll be fine. Overlap is a good thing, guys. Makes it look more authentic. All right. Where am I? Here we go. All right, I got a little out of hand. Ooh, I love these new microns. They're so nice to use. It's even nicer than that 08 because I have more control with it. All right, now, this. Ooh, another nice line. I'm gonna have a celebration here. You guys are gonna see me go nuts. I'm just kidding. I'll do it in private. All right. So let's do the smallest aura first. Imagining where this would come down. Okay, and then we're going to stack everything else on top. Come on, Cindy, you were doing so well. We can fix that. All right. And then let's make this pretty thin. And we'll black this. You know, it's truly a different sensation to work on these original Zentangle papers. This Opus tile is the same paper that Zentangle uses for their original tile. It's made in Fabriano, Italy, at the same printing press where they do the Euros, or at least one of them. And it's some of the finest paper in the world. And it's just such a pleasure to work on it. So, okay. So in this instance, I'm going to start over here with my low aura, my small aura. Get this going, and then work on top of that. Okay. All right, so if that's the low one, this will be blacked, and that one will not see. We will not see. Although this, okay. I don't know how successful that was. Here we go for the next one. All right, so again, I'm going to start in the empty corner. I'm going to start in a little bit more. You'll sort of get the hang of these as you go. And go in so we won't see that. And I'm going to do a small thin aura on top of that. And once again, let's see, this might be showing over here now. I'm going to put a thin black layer over that. Whoops. All right, pen in hand. Okay, it's not the pen's fault. The brain's fault. We're twitching again. But you know what? You can still make pretty art if you're a twitcher like me. I have learned to embrace my twitchiness. Okay, one more, and I think I'm going to stop because I love this arching pattern. So now this is going to be covered up here. It's going to be covered up here. So I'm going to put my smaller or lower aura in a place where I am going to like how it looks here. Then I'm going to put my thicker section on top and then aura that. Then I'm going to follow this down here. This is going to be blacked and that's going to overlap, okay? And then this follows down here, and I think, yeah, close enough. So yes, I could put more in here. I could do the corners one more time, but I really love the way this looks at this stage. I always have. So I'm going to leave mine this way, and then I'm going to shade just a bit and see where that gets me. I am going to sharpen my pencil real quick. All right. Ooh, 5 minutes before the kid comes home. All right. And then this will be behind, and this will be behind, and this will be behind. Same here. Now here, the place where the 0-1 might be helpful is going to be if some of the graphite gets onto the paper around the edges, and that's a problem when you use your tortillon. Even if it's clean and brand new, you're gonna have some graphite spreading. Just the nature of the beast. It really makes me want to play with charcoal when it gets like that. And I mean old school charcoal, like you get out of the fire pit. Sorry, I just had a flashback of that Blazing Saddles movie from, what was that, the 70s or 80s. Oh, was that funny. But really, really silly. Beans. Beans, beans. All right. Nice. I like that a lot. I hope you guys like yours. What do you think? Day 36. You guys rock. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. If you've missed one, go back and watch it. We are going to be here. You guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of the new subscribers I've got. We are getting so close to where we can live stream again, and that would be so much fun. I've got some plans for once this project is over of things we can do in the mornings, and I'm just so grateful to have you guys join me every day for these projects. It has been so much fun for me, and thank you so much for being part of my new family.